What is up, players? It's Warboss Tape back up in this mug. Welcome to an unboxing of a Star Wars Legion figure. It's Leia Organa, the Commander expansion. And here she is in her Endor outfit without the poncho. And she's looking pretty cool. In fact, it's interesting because I think this is a cool pose with the pistol up in front of her chest looking off to the side. I think it's pretty dynamic and it's really interesting. And then when you compare that to what she's actually gonna look like, it's more of a run and gun kind of pose, which, you know, I don't know about that. But we'll see. So I opened it already, put it out in front so you can all check it out. Now, the thing is, I don't have the actual Legion game, so a lot of the information that I found on this figure and on the different stats and tokens and stuff is just things that I've researched online because I wanted to talk about it. And for those of you who do have this game and want to see what's exactly inside the box, here we go. So we've got three damage tokens up here. You've got suppression markers, proof of purchase, which as far as I know isn't really of any value, but you know, proof of purchase, you actually bought it. You have let me check my cheat sheet. You have a dodge and an aim token, and then you've got a standby token and a panic token. Whew, got past that. And a commander token. And I have no idea what actually all of those mean in the game, but those are the tokens for if you're interested. Let's take a look at some of the cool cards because you get some really awesome artwork, original artwork, I think original artwork. So let's take a look at the unit card first of all. And it shows you what her stats are in the game. Leia Organa, fearless and inventive. Weapon keyword pierce 1 while attacking, cancel up to 1 upside down black triangle result. Never want to see those, so you can cancel up to 1 of those. I did learn that 6 is health, 2 is courage. This little white icon is a defense die, and I guess these are her stats for her martial arts and her defender sporting blaster. Her traits are take cover 2, inspire 2, nimble and sharpshooter 2, and she's got all these other things. Oh, one thing I did notice when I was doing my research, 90 points apparently in the game is not that much for a commander, which means that you can bring more troops, you could put more on the table, and I'm always a big fan of that. Instead of having big, beefy, powerful characters that just steamroll through everybody, I like seeing the table full of miniatures. So 90 points for a commander is going to help you do that. Be a good value and also bring more to the fight. Her abilities cards are these. She's got coordinated bombardment. At the end of her activation, she may perform up to 3 attacks against different enemy units using the following weapon. Anything on the back? No. She has somebody has to save our skins, their blaster. And after Leia Organa's activation, you may choose a friendly unit at range 1 to 2 with a face-up order token and activate it. And she has no time for sorrows. When a friendly trooper unit is issued an order, it may perform a speed 1 move. Or is that a -1? Speed 1. I'm going to say 1. And there she is in that Endor outfit with some rebels behind her. I think these are interesting because when you look at the miniature, right, she's decked out in the Endor minus poncho outfit, but they could have put her in the white robes. They could have put her in her hot white winter gear, and I think either of those look really cool, but they put her in the poncholess Endor, which is pretty cool because you could paint it in kind of jungle foresty camouflage colors, and I think that's cool because it's different. You know, when you think of Leia, the iconic flowing white gown is kind of what you think of. And the second of all is this. I like this. This artist made her look very interesting. I think the way they made her face, pretty cool. All right. Then you also have commander cards, which I guess you get across the board for your commanders, no matter who they are. So you've got a Darth Vader art here for commanding presence. When issuing orders, you can issue orders at range 4. Esteemed leader, when you're defending each friendly core trooper unit at range 1 gains Guardian 1, which apparently is really good. And environmental gear. You gain unhindered, you ignore the effects of difficult terrain. So I've heard and I've read that Leia is a unit support. She's more of a supporting commander. You can keep her in the back and she can buff your units and keep them powered up, whereas Luke, the other rebel commander that is actually comes in Legion, the core box set himself, he's more of a front line. You want to get in there and start slicing and dicing with his lightsaber. She can do some damage, but it seems like her abilities are geared more towards her supporting the core troops around her, which of course you'd want to do, because if she's only 90 points, that means you get more opportunities to bring more to the table. Her abilities buff them up even more, and it makes everybody happy. So that's it for the cards. Let's take a look at the minis. The mini. So you get one in a bag, and like I said, it's Leia and 2 arms and the base. There is no peg or slot or anything to put it in. It's just you're gonna have to put it together and glue her onto the base. An interesting thing that I did read about was that her miniature is actually probably geared to people who don't collect or paint or assemble miniatures, because they're all push fit, which means that you can pop them in. But let's take a look at the different components separately, then I'll assemble her, and then we'll do like a little video wrap up. So here she is running forward, one leg in front of the other. You can see some pretty nice detailing on her outfit there. Her face looks a little puffy to me, but that could just be because I need to paint it. I'll be using some of the new Vallejo skin tone paints that I talked about in my last blog post, the same ones that I used for my Intimacy Survivors to give her a nice realistic look. It's also weird because she doesn't have the iconic Leia buns. She's got this crown braid that goes all the way around. But no mold lines. They kind of camouflage the mold line with this stripe going along the side of her trousers. You can see the mold line a little bit on her vest there, but that's not too bad. Got an empty holster. Wait, what? Is that an air bubble? Let's zoom in. Fine cast. Is that a... I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. Ooh, yeah, she looks she looked real puffy now that I'm zoomed into her. So it's really, you're going to be doing some work. Painters are going to be doing some work. And there you can see, yeah, mold lines are going to be most obvious along the sides of the miniature. So the fact that they camouflage the outside one with this stripe is pretty cool. The inside leg, you can see she's got that mold line. You're going to have to go at it with the back of your hobby knife. And yeah, real puffy. Take a look at the arms. There's the base. It's funny, interesting, kind of like a Doombull brown, kind of reddish brown color. It's interesting. One hand open with her uniform, like I guess pocket. You can never have enough pockets. The other hand running forward with a blaster pistol. Pew pew pew. Which kind of looks just like a regular pistol with a funnel at the end of it. So yeah. Oh, it's also a little bit bent. I might need to put it in some hot water and reshape it so that it straightens out a bit. But okay, let me push fit her together, and we'll come back at the end to do a final wrap up of Leia Organa, the commander. All right, players, we are back, and there is the finished Leia Organa. Organa. You can see that there's a little bit of a gap where her left arm should be going into her shoulder there. I'm going to see if I can push it in a little bit more, but it doesn't seem to want to pop in at the angle that would make it really good. I used, like any project where I'm working with plastic, I use Model Masters liquid cement for plastic models, and it's just fantastic. I really love it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to put a link in the description below. You can head over to my blog post where I talk a little bit more about the model and my thoughts on how to paint her, how I'm going to be painting her. You can see that there's no real way to paint her up in her Hoth colors because the vest and the way she's wearing her outfit, it wouldn't make much sense to paint her in white. So I'm gonna definitely be doing jungle colors, and it's gonna be pretty interesting. Let's do a size comparison to how she looks next to a Howling Banshee. Howling Banshee is a little bit bigger and broader because of that epic scale. But side by side, yeah, the base is a little bit larger as well. But that's because, oh, you know what, this is a 32mm base, so that might not be a very good comparison. And we can see how she looks next to a ranger, an Eldar ranger. So she's a little bit smaller, not as big and broad, which she wouldn't be because she's not wearing any kind of armor or any kind of equipment that would bulk her out. Like if she doesn't have a backpack or that large poncho or anything like that. So she wouldn't be as big in cutting as big of a figure as the other models. I love me some Princess Leia, and I think she's a great character. I wish that they had maybe given us a different sculpt or some different options, but maybe because they're saving alternate sculpts for future releases. She's kind of leaning. Yeah, it looks like she's leaning a bit. Sorry. I don't want to close up on my hairy palms. So yeah, they're probably going to be releasing more Princess Leia sculpts in the future, and that's exciting because I think she's a great character, and I loved Carrie Fisher's performance. I love the character of Princess Leia. I like that she's, you know, the idea of her character as a princess. It's not a damsel in distress. She is a leader. She is strong and confident, and she knows how to take charge in a situation and how to go after what she wants. I think that's a very, very admirable set of character traits for anybody. It doesn't have to just be a woman, but for anybody who's raised to be something, you know, a certain way, they don't have to adhere to that label. She's a princess, but she spent most of her life in battle, commanding and leading and inspiring others. So that was really great. And I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss Princess Leia, Commander Leia, General Leia, all the different iterations of her throughout the year. Oh, it'd be pretty cool if they did some future releases of Leia as maybe post the first trilogy, but maybe before the next trilogy when she's in her general state. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Seeing Leia at different stages in her life, seeing all the heroes at different stages in their life, if they release different sculpts. I'd totally be down for that, because you see a lot of miniatures released for like Rebel Assault or some of the older games where they're in their iconic original trilogy looks. It might be pretty cool to see them in the new trilogy states. Then you can do, you know, the Kylo Rens and the old Master Lukes and all that stuff, and I don't know, it might be pretty cool. So my question to you guys is, should I invest in a Legion box? I'm wrapping up a bunch of different commissions right now, so I have no time to work on them, but it might be cool because this was a gift from the lady boss, and she was like, hey, you want Princess Leia? I was like, heck yeah, I want to get a Princess Leia. But I don't have the box, I don't have the game, I don't know anything about the game. Might be cool. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Click the link below to go to my blog where you can read more of my my thoughts on the figure and Legion as a whole. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Latest, players!